Welcome back, you lovely people. As you know on this channel, sometimes we like to take a look at things that are generally enjoyed and sort of take the piss out of them. We showed why Ellen's actually a terrible person, and we talked about astrology being a steaming load of bullcrap. It's fun to do, I enjoy researching contrarian points of view, but it leaves me treading into new territory with what I bring you today. See, now if I ask you to think of somebody wholesome, what's the first person that comes to mind? Probably Bob Ross. Now what if I ask you to think of a wholesome badass? For me, first thing that comes to mind is Keanu Reeves or Steve Irwin, right? But there's another man out there whose angelically wholesome demeanor largely isn't spoken about. Yet this man is more of a badass than all of them combined. Whoa, this guy just called out Bob Ross, Keanu Reeves, and Steve Irwin on the internet. Damn right I did. Bob Ross paints pictures, Keanu Reeves is only badass in the movies, and Steve Irwin died to a stingray. Actually, that's pretty fucking metal. No, today we're talking about Coyote Peterson, easily YouTube's biggest and most wholesome badass, if not the world's. This man has built a career around animals and insects alike, but he's not your typical wilderness expert. In fact, he doesn't actually have any formal training in the field despite claiming expertise. So why is he interesting? Well, not coming from an academic background might be exactly what the world of science needed, because Coyote Peterson spends his time traveling the world and purposely letting himself get stung by the world's worst stings. Before I ever looked this guy up, I kind of expected to see like a Steve-O looking dude. Like just some guy who wanted to get stung and thought that would get him clout. But no, Coyote Peterson takes the entire process completely seriously. It's like a proper nature documentary, except we get to watch a guy writhe around in pain for a few minutes. So when I first went to check him out, of course I sorted his channel by most viewed videos. The very first thing I see is stung by cow killer. Turned out it was him getting stung by the world's 4th most intense sting according to the Insect Sting Pain Index. And at the end of the video, he promoted the 2nd most intense sting. Then at the end of that one, the 1st most intense sting. It was like a drug I couldn't stop watching. I don't know where the 3rd sting went, but it doesn't really matter because then he ended up taking a sting from something that hadn't even been rated on the scale yet. I'm being serious when I say this guy's probably more badass than most people alive right now. Like you take The Rock, Steve Irwin, Bob Ross, and Keanu Reeves, stick that shit in a blender, blend it all up, and next thing you know, you've got yourself Coyote Peterson coming out to get stung in the name of science. I say that because every single video he says something along these lines.
When it comes to my line of work, the goal is to have an interaction so that I can show you the effects of these encounters.
Which is great, all the power to you. But I think most people have a pretty good understanding that if you're told a sting is gonna hurt you, it's probably gonna hurt you. But either way, it's fun as hell to watch someone get stung by these things, so let's go. First up, we have the velvet ant. This was his most viewed video and the 4th most intense sting. I'm gonna skip the build up and get right to the juicy bits here because out of all the videos, this one has the least amount of content leading up to it, so check out this sting.
Yeah, hold on, I need a second. My heart's like,
right?
ooh, getting dizzy. Yeah, getting dizzy. Okay.
I can't believe you're about to do this. That stinger is enormous.
Yeah, okay, you can do this, Okay, I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the cow killer. 1, 2, 3. You good?
Yep.
Get your shot. I'm gonna place it right down on my arm. Here we go. Okay, let me get back here.
You all right? What are you feeling?
Go!
This man has the pain of 1,000 suns burning through his body right now, and he doesn't look any worse off than your drunk friend who can't move, so it's more a game of just trying not to puke on the spot.
What are you feeling? What does it feel like?
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh my gosh, guys, this is super bad.
He said, gosh, this man is so innocent. I'd say he needs to be protected, but honestly, I think this man can handle himself.
You could feel it go all the way under the skin, all the way in. I could feel it insert into my arm. It feels like I'm getting stung over and over again.
Yeah, I think he's good.
I'd say I'm one step closer to being stung by the bullet ant, but first, I'm gonna have to go up against the tarantula hawk. I have a feeling that that one is going to be bad. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Next up, as he said, the tarantula hawk. His description of why it's scary is kind of long, so I'll paraphrase here. The tarantula hawk basically walks right into tarantula burrows and then taunts them to come out and fight. Then it straight up challenges that shit to an anime battle. You got the tarantula swatting at the air while the wasp is utilizing its hawk jutsu to bob and weave at lightning speeds before it can actually land a sting on the tarantula. I mean, what kind of evolutionary trait is that? Just fucking walk up and challenge something to a duel. There's no advantage.
Hey, get the fuck out here, I'm gonna kill you.
What? Why would I do that?
Why not? Don't be a bitch.
Ah, shit, you know what? You got a point.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go.
I do have the glass capsule right here, so I'm hoping that I have the wherewithal after the sting to quickly pick up the glass enclosure and put it back over top of the wasp. But guys, do be aware that if I do immediately go into a state of paralysis, just let the wasp fly away. Don't try to grab it, don't do anything. It'll be back into the wild and everything will be fine. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the tarantula hawk.
You alright?
You know, it's scientifically proven that swearing actually helps reduce the feeling of pain. So this guy's not just taking these stings, he's taking them on hard mode. He won't utter a single one.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Ah! I can't move my arm!
Are you okay, man? I'm getting nervous. Are you feeling anything like, should you be worried?
Nope, I just can't move my arm. I think I'm gonna cry. Coyote Peterson doesn't cry though, right? Oh!
Remember, this guy's completely untrained. Like, if I was his crew, I'd be completely terrified. What happens if he just dies there? There's no regulations, he's untrained.
Do you need anything?
Right there.
You see it?
Wow. Oh, wow. It's actually receding at this point. Oh, wow. And at this juncture, I think it's safe to say that I've worked my way up the ladder and am ready for the bullet ant challenge. I know you are all waiting in anticipation for that one. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
All right, so now we come to the apex of his journey, the peak of the mountain, the tip of the proverbial iceberg. The insect with the worst sting on planet Earth, the bullet ant.
Today is Bullet Ant Challenge Day. I'm actually pretty excited about this. As long as we can find a bullet ant, I'm gonna get stung by one.
What the hell do you mean you're excited? You're about to take a sting from something that is literally named after a bullet. I get excited for normal shit, you know, like when you go to McDonald's and get an extra nugget in your box. I mean, someone's gotta teach this guy about simple pleasures.
I'm literally at the summit of the insect sting pain index. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to take on the Bullet Ant Challenge. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, it's stuck in my arm! It's stuck in my arm! Oh, the stinger is stuck in my arm, look at that! Oh, okay, it's off, it's off, it's off! Oh my gosh!
Every time I see that, it fucks me up. That it gets in there and does a whole ass ballet routine.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
You alright?
oh my god, it is really bad! Oh my gosh, I think it has the tarantula hawk topped!
You think? Wasn't that the whole point of getting here? Of course it's gonna hurt more.
Did you see that? The stinger was stuck into my forearm, right into the vein. Oh my gosh, it is like, oh, it's hot. Oh, I can feel the venom already, right in my forearm. Ah! Oh, it is. It's number one. Ah!
It's so hard to watch. His screams are just so guttural. Like, these are the same screams that you hear in that video where the kid gets angry and shoves a remote up his ass. That's an old reference, but if you know, you know.
Now, the toxin that comes out of the sting of a bullet ant is a toxin, which can cause you to hallucinate. I don't know how much venom actually went into my arm. All I know is that the stinger was in my forearm for a considerable amount of time. Ah!
As tempting as that sounds, my friend, I don't know if the trade-off is worth it. You know, mushrooms just give you a bit of an upset stomach. Might I suggest you try those instead?
My entire arm feels like it's having a spasm right now. Okay.
Is it getting better or worse?
No, it's worse. It's coming in waves of pain now. Oh, dude, I I think my neck is having a muscle spasm too. My whole muscle structure is like pounded right now. I'm sweating bullets right now. Bullets of sweat for the bullet ant.
How can one man be this wholesome? You are quite literally in the process of dying and you make a pun. No one can convince me that there's a more wholesome badass out there.
This is getting worse. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take this for 24 hours. It pumped me full of venom. It's one thing to get tagged and, you know, to be, I got stung. It's another thing to be like, I was just hoping you got that shot, Mark.
I couldn't imagine it, but at least you're done. At least you never have to get stung by anything this bad ever again, right?
As some of you may know, there are whispers that there is possibly a more painful sting out there.
No! Why do you do this to yourself? If you die, all we have left is Keanu. The 4 horsemen of wholesomeness will be the weakest they've ever been. So with this final insect, they go through a long, dangerous process just trying to capture the thing, and now that I know Coyote Peterson doesn't have any formal training, this part here makes a lot more sense.
Mark, are you all set?
I'm all set. What happens if the wasp gets aggressive and flies at us?
This is one fast insect. Now, when I am stung, as always, I'm gonna try to get the glass capsule back over top. But if you are stung, I'm pretty much just gonna turn the cameras around and film you guys to see what happens.
Honestly, that would be a pretty funny video. Like, Coyote has a pain tolerance through the roof, so I don't even think you're getting a proper gauge of how bad these things are. But seeing his assistants get stung, that would be funny.
And that is about as good a hold as I am going to get.
I can see the stinger.
Whoa, look at that stinger. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the warrior wasp. Oh man, yep, nope, it's bad. Oh man, it's getting a lot worse. Really quickly. So far, not as bad as the bullet ant though.
Damn, let down. See, that's what I was worried about.
Initial onset is not as bad as the bullet ant, but it's an electrical shock similar to that of the tarantula hawk. Hold on, let me compose myself here for a second. Oh my gosh, the pain is actually getting worse as time goes on. And I don't know if that's actually the venom taking hold or that's just the neurons firing to my brain saying you are in a lot of pain right now, Coyote.
Ooh, I spoke too soon, did we?
This is more of a continuous sting than the bullet ant was. This keeps firing. This just keeps firing. Cut this GoPro. Oh! I'm trying to just mentally like absorb the pain right now, and I mean we're tired. We've been working hard all day and it's hot out here. I'm lightheaded.
Yeah, you've been out in the bush for a while, the sun's beating down on you. I'm sure that's the problem, not the fact that you just got stung by a warrior wasp. But this just goes to show the character of this guy. Notice how he said we've been out here? Like he's actually concerned about his crew while he's dealing with this warrior wasp sting.
I do feel like I'm getting close to fainting and that is not good. I'm just trying to control my breathing. The bullet ant hit me and then just kept radiating. This feels like I'm being stung over and over and over again.
I mean, I guess that kind of answers the question as to why this guy gets stung. I mean, it's one thing to know that this thing hurts more than the next, but getting the specifics like that can only really come from experience.
Is the sting from the warrior wasp more painful than the bullet ant? Definitely say that the bullet ant is worse. However, keep this in mind. If you come across a bullet ant while you're out there venturing through the rainforest of Costa Rica, you can easily brush it off. However, if you stumble upon a nest of warrior wasps and you disturb it, you're going to have thousands of angry insects attacking you.
Thank you, Coyote Peterson. I will always remember to never be anywhere in the world that I could possibly encounter these things ever. I'll stick to bitching about the mosquito bites I get when I'm out on my balcony, which I think just about does it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, subscribe down below. We're getting real close to 100, so this is your last chance to be a content hipster. When we inevitably beat PewDiePie and there's hundreds of millions of faceless subs lost in the mix, you can be one of the elite few that will say, I was subscribed to Insane before it was cool. But on that note, don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell to be notified for future content. It really helps out the channel. And also leave a comment to let me know what you think I should do for my 100 subscriber video. You know, like the 4 of you who actually stuck around to this point. Anyway, don't get stung by a bullet ant. Do have yourselves a good week. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video.